you believe in may be different from mine, and what I believe in may be different. I don't mind. Believe what you think, and I believe in mine. And in the end, we all live in life what you believe in. I don't mind. Our views and their views may not be the same. Mutual love and respect brings peace. They believe.
Hello and welcome to The Believe on KAFTAN Television. I am Prince Alex. Alright, moving on to our topic for today, euthanasia. Euthanasia is also known as mercy killing, and my question to you viewers is, how merciful is it for one to end another person's life, and is there any justification for killing? I will be talking about these and many more, but before that, let's quickly go on a short break, and after which we'll continue with the show. Stay tuned.
Mutual love and respect brings peace. They believe. Mutual love and respect brings peace. They believe.
Welcome back. It's still The Believe on your screen. Alright, moving on. As I mentioned before the break, we will be looking at the issue euthanasia. The word euthanasia is derived from two Greek words, which means good, and thanatos, which means death. So euthanasia literally means a good death or mercy killing. Euthanasia is the act of killing a human being in order to end suffering or poor quality of life. It could be voluntary or involuntary. There are two methods of euthanasia, which are the active euthanasia and the passive euthanasia. Active euthanasia occurs when the patient is directly killed by giving overdose drugs, lethal injection, or strangling. While passive euthanasia is the process of starving or withdrawing of all medical attentions the patient could have received in order to hasten his or her death. Having explained that, we have two in-house guests here in the studio who will be looking into this issue with us. With me, actually, we have Dara, Cyril. You're welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
And as well, we'll have Miss Abigail Brendan, who specializes on sociology and religion. It's nice having you discuss this topic with us today.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right, let's just move on to our first discussion for today. And I'll direct this to you, Ms. Dara. How does euthanasia feel to you? The statement or the word, how does it go well with you? How will you wrap it up in just a sentence?
Okay, I think I think it's a bit corny because for you to say good death, that's the meaning. If you want to look at it from the dictionary or even medically, that is the meaning, like good death. So it's a bit corny. Death, for instance, death, everybody knows that death is something that many people are scared of. It's something that people don't want to experience, but sometimes is something, not even sometimes, it's something that everybody just have to experience, no matter how you get to experience it. But now they're now saying that this particular death is good. Now, good in the sense that somebody is taking your own life, like you said earlier, actively, passively. So I think it's corny. It plays. It's a bit ironical. That's what I feel in my head. So that's just from your question right now. So it's an irony, something that is good, and somebody has to end his or her existence. So that's what I think in my own.
Abigail, does good death go well with you? How does it sound in your ear?
It doesn't go well with me at all, because for you to even kill, it's a no-no. And
but don't forget that this particular death is good.
That's how they tell me it, because and people think that euthanasia is just a recent thing, or it's just about hospital thing, but it's not a recent thing, because in traditional Africa, they practiced it, though they did not know it to be euthanasia. For instance, abnormal babies were kept at the river bank for them to drown, or they will be kept in the forest for wild animals to feed on them. So this practice shows it's euthanasia. And in the olden days, one can always detect when a person is dead. Maybe if the person stops breathing or their heart stops. But today, technology have helped us to prolong people's life. So if the heart is not really beating again, you cannot just say someone is dead. So when do we even know when someone is dead and when to really say, okay, we can bury this person? So
what religious line will you draw on this now? Do you feel it's okay, because you actually study religion? So I want us to see it from the religious perspective. Would you feel it's okay to actually grant mercy killing or good death, as the interpretation says? Do you consider it being normal?
I won't consider it to be normal, because...
But do you advise it?
In my own view, because there are two schools of thought in this. The other school of thought supports it. That people have the right to make decisions, and if they feel they want to take their life, you can grant it. But me, I'm in the other school of thoughts that no matter what, life is sacred. You should not take someone's life. God gave the person the life. So if the person feels the life is worthless, or you, the relative, you feel this person can no longer take it, you should allow God. Rather, you should pray for God to take the person's life, not you taking the person's life. Because even in the 6th commandment, it is stated, thou shalt not kill. So who are you to now kill the person, be it whatever you want to tame it? Because if we are not careful, we might shift from mercy killing to giving someone right to kill. And you now start killing because you might not even know the motive of killing. What if maybe this person, you had a little hatred for the person is now feeling ill, you now feel, oh, they should just end it. Or maybe the person had one secret that if the person should even make it later, you are finished. You now feel, okay, since this person is in a bad condition, let's quickly end it so that everything will be corrupt. So how would we know that your intent is pure and it's actually the good that you are wishing the person? So I'm against it.
Dara, Cyril, let me just come to you quickly. The question here is still quite ironical, because from your own point of view, you said it was the whole statement is ironical. Euthanasia is even ironical to you, calling it good death. But let's see it from this perspective. Would you grant mercy killing if you were asked to do so?
Now, first and foremost, who am I? Like, as who? As a medical doctor?
Maybe medical doctor, maybe the daughter to a particular patient.
Now, looking at it from the medical doctor's perspective. Of course, medical doctors, they have this oath this way. And the oath is that it doesn't permit them to kill. It does not permit them to kill, no matter what. But you will still see that medics are the ones that even administer this euthanasia the most, if you look at it critically. And they have reasons. So for people that have already sworn the oaths of not taking lives, for them to take those lives, there must be reason. So it's not just about me being like perhaps if I was in their own shoes and I see those situations where they can't even avoid, why not? So there are some situations that you as a medic or as a medical doctor, you will cry and even tell God, why not just take this person at once? And you see some of those people begging and wailing, they're in so much pain. So all you need to do is just let them rest in peace. So that is why
why you use the word let them rest in peace. You are now trying to justify it.
No, I'm not.
God that is supposed to give them rest in peace.
I'm not justifying it. What I'm trying to say is that there are situations whereby oaths, medical doctors are one of the people that swaying an oath of profession is one of the highest things that any man should respect. So if that person goes against those stuff that they've done just to take, it simply means that there was a limit. The person had to cross that boundary. So it's not about you taking the work from God now. It's not about you taking the work from God now.
At this point, it's about are you saying that the sixth commandment, thou shalt not kill,
kill,
is not actually needed.
No, it's needed. Thou shalt not kill, it's needed. Recall that you said active euthanasia and passive euthanasia.
Okay.
So perhaps the other one is just that, okay, oh, I'm just turning a blind eye and the person is dying.
Yeah.
I didn't kill the person.
No, you are still
I didn't kill the person.
because
Okay, now let me come back to us now.
Okay.
For instance, now you were on the street. You on the street and then someone had an accident. The law is that like people who had an accident, most times, if not that, people still look away and then rush those victims to the hospital. You're supposed to wait for a police to be at that scene for you to clear things up and all of that. So now if you want to act according to like good citizenship, that is not Samaritan, not you being a Samaritan, is that you want to be a good citizen, that a police has to come and attend the like check so that they will not incriminate anybody or something. So your own is just to move.
Okay.
Just mind your business, and on many occasions many people have been doing that in Nigeria.
Okay.
And you will know that the time they wasted in not helping that person to the hospital must have caused that person more harm.
Okay.
Before you know, the person had died. So don't you think that person, like those people are passing this euthanasia passively?
I don't think that is
What are you saying?
I don't think it's fair enough.
So what? No, it's not fair enough. But what I'm saying is that these doctors, they might just be doing like turning a blind eye. So all they need to do is just, okay, we've wasted so much medical facilities on this one. Meanwhile, the other younger person is there and the person needs all of this and all of that, and we just need to pull off one or two things.
Okay.
They know very well that this person has been in coma for so many months or so many years, and nothing is happening. The other person has what do they call tendency of staying alive for us. So why not?
This is the issue.
Why
now.
not?
Okay, so I want to come in there.
Come in.
When you now use your human knowledge to now think this person can survive more,
that is why God gave you even the knowledge.
Calm down.
Let's get her opinion.
So when you now think this other person have the tendency of surviving, let us even remain this small equipment or whatever to serve this person. Who are you to even know that? Are you God? Because
you're a medical doctor.
Have you forgotten that there is something called miracle? People can always suffer in a very deadly disease that people feel this person cannot make it, but you will see the person make it. So imagine, I didn't mean you not take away this thing from the person to go and give
the
to
miracle
another
can
that you feel will survive.
The miracle can still happen. The miracle can still happen without the equipment.
What I'm saying currently is how okay, out of 100%, how many percent can you guarantee for miracle to happen in such circumstances?
Exactly.
You can always hope on God for him.
That
If it
is
doesn't happen,
hope.
fine.
You
If
know
it takes the
people
life,
will die.
fine. But you shouldn't like judge from your own perspective because you don't know. You don't know if there is a miracle just the next morning. The person had to end the life tonight. And also, if you end the life, you are also questioning science. As in this our new age now, things are happening. Maybe just like years back when people had HIV, they will be dried, they will die. But people that were able to survive till now, they can now use some medications to still prolong their life. So science, inventions, it can happen anytime, which the breakthrough can come the next morning. But if this person dies,
that is
nothing
hope.
more.
That is hope.
Okay,
that is so, and we have to have the
that
hope.
is hope.
Right now,
So you can hope that.
We just have to go on a quick break. Viewers, I think it's getting hot in the house, but after the break, we'll continue with the show. Stay tuned.
Mutual love and respect brings peace. They believe. Mutual love and respect brings peace. They believe.
Welcome back. Still the Believe on your screen, and over time we were discussing euthanasia, and we still have our guests in the house in the person of Dara, Cyril, and Abigail Brenda. And Dara, Cyril, let me come over to you. You were talking about hope the last time. Now I want to see it. I want you to come in from this perspective, or let's say I want to see your opinion from a different perspective. Is it that you don't believe in hope at all?
Okay, I believe in hope.
Okay.
I believe in hope, Beth. Hope is something not really practical. Hope is something very strenuous.
Okay.
Hope is something you really need to really hope.
Okay.
I want to use that word.
All right.
Like you really need to be patient.
Patient.
For hope to happen.
Okay.
Now, why I was actually saying that she was dragging with me that I was emphasizing on an elderly person being sick and in fact holding on to all of the equipment or maybe some of the major equipment that's supposed to use to administer medical whatever to other people.
Okay.
And then a doctor now comes. This man has been here for like 5 years or for like 5 months.
Okay.
And nothing is happening. Results is not getting better. They're spending more money and everything. And then somebody is just being rushed. Let's just say they rushed the person 2 days and the person and they're still managing, struggling, like doing some tiny mechanical stores. Meanwhile, the main equipment is there.
Okay.
So why not just detach it and take to this person? And sometimes why they can't really detach it to take to those people is because perhaps they're pumping in money towards the side. And then the other person doesn't have too much money there. Now, sorry, I won't tell anybody to hope on that.
Okay.
But I would tell somebody to hope on the other one. Why I would tell somebody to hope on the other one is because that person just came.
Okay.
Let's give the hope to this immediate one. I know that the miracle is not that I'm completely out, like I'm completely scratching out hope.
Okay.
But I know that we've hoped for 5 months. We've hoped for 1 year. Nothing happened. Okay, so let's take this hope to something of 2 days and see if you, I'm very sure if you're a medical doctor and you made that decision, you took those equipment to go and that person is alive, you are going to be happy. Even when this other person dies, you are going to feel sad. But it's not going to be the same sadness that you're going to feel if you didn't do anything at all.
A particular prince in a country just got out of coma. I mean, I'm talking about 20 years coma.
Yes.
Would you have suggested mercy killing for the past 20 years?
Now, it depends on the situation. I'm still painting situations here.
Okay.
I'm still painting situations
20 years coma.
Yes, I'm still painting situations here.
Okay.
Now, for instance, if the family have all, for you to be in coma for 20 years, I've heard of someone coming out of coma for like 30 years, even more. So for you to be in coma, it's not a baby or a child's play.
Okay.
Not something that anybody can just stand up and say, okay, this. It's money. You call him a prince.
Okay.
So they have all of the facilities. It's not that sometimes they don't even use the hospital's facilities. They buy theirs.
Yes. Okay.
They have their own private doctors. So that one is different. So a medical doctor cannot say they should kill that one. After all, the family, they are sponsoring everything. But somebody that is in the general hospital and taking the tiny space that we have or something. So what are you going to say? I'm not. I don't
Let me come over. Would you say the life of a prince is more preferable than that of an ordinary person in the hospital, since they can afford medical facilities for the prince?
You already know my answer already. Because for me, all lives are sacred. So for you to even have this dimension of this other person needs it more than this one is a no-no.
Okay. Now let me.
What if the person you have in mind that needs it more, his or her own life is to even end in the next 1 hour?
Now
taking it out from this other person that could still survive more, could have made the person to live, but because you took it out for that
so
one
the
hour,
other person. So the other person that also needs it, what will you advise towards that person?
That will be that the hospital will have the equipment.
They don't have. They just have only one, for instance, right now. And
then do we now forget what they call first come first serve? At first, I still have the money to pay for my relative.
The point is that somebody has been on this equipment for some time.
And this was just for this prince. Imagine calculating maybe after 5 years, you say 5 years, 10 years, and this is him making it. Can you imagine? That's why I say
the main thing is that you consider the material.
Does that mean that 20 years in pain, you will still suggest medication regardless of whatever happens?
Yes, until God takes the life.
Does God take life?
Of course, God gives and takes. Didn't Job say that?
All right. All right. Okay. I want to ask this question, and I think that should be the last question before we call it a wrap on this particular show. And the question is, there is your mom of the age of 135 years is suffering from a particular ailment.
Is it mom or grandma?
Let me use grandmom. Okay. Suffering from a particular ailment, and we all know that she's going through series of pain. Do you understand? Now, would you grant mercy killing? 135 years is old enough, but would you grant mercy killing, or would you still go as far as helping the life of your grandmom when you know that it will cost over 10 million to save her life and all your earnings is not more than 100,000 per month?
The question is critical because life needs to be preserved. That's one thing. But in this scenario,
you don't have the resources.
I don't have the resources. I will only do to the extent I can, but I will not be.
Is that not granting euthanasia already?
You're granting passively. You are granting it passively.
No. Okay. I have the resource. Maybe I have like 200,000. I will not. I cannot. Some people will even lock it up like you're up to 100 and above. I beg, go. Let me use this 200 and start my life. But me, I will use the money to an extent. When it's finished, I cannot go borrowing to still continue with the treatment. But I have to do my part to an extent. Then at some point, even though life needs to be preserved, at some point you have to allow death take its course. You don't just need to go extra mile, but you still have to try. Not just like a major seeing this scenario, you don't know that 1 + 1, nothing come up.
But I'm feeling like you're getting a wrong impression of this euthanasia. Did you see she said a mercy in the situation? So
because people do that too.
No.
People do that.
People that do that are not sensible. No, they don't have to do that. That is not the understanding of euthanasia. Somebody has, like, there must be a real cause for euthanasia. It's not that you just saw a situation right now and you just conclude. It's a very difficult decision for anybody to make. And before somebody makes that decision, that situation must be very difficult.
Okay, let me bring this in. In the Bible, we can remember Saul. Saul told the armor bearer to kill him. Why didn't the armor bearer key into it? But when he did not key into it, Saul had to kill himself. So even though there is a need for euthanasia, must you be involved in it?
But Saul, the armor bearer didn't kill Saul because Saul's reason for killing himself was not, like, it wasn't a pressing need.
It was a pressing need for him. Who are you to tell individual that wanted it and that has a decision that is not a pressing need? Imagine
now. Now let's look at it this way. Now, people are tired. You know, even youths these days are tired of living just because of money. And some of them are now drinking poison. And now, for instance, now somebody is tired of living, and the person now says, Abigail, give me poison to drink. I just told you now, so how dare you question why I'm telling you to give me poison to drink? That is not the euthanasia. Euthanasia is mercy death. It's not suicide. It's not murder.
It's murder. You've killed.
No, it's mercy death. It's not suicide.
Merciful?
You get. It's not murder. If not, they would have said murder. They would have said suicide. Now it is the death administered to people in very difficult situation. It's not that you are tired of living or that you are so broke, your account is, and then you now say, Alex, poison me.
I hope you also know that a relative can fall sick and the person still hope and wish to live, but the relatives now feel it's okay. Now go and meet with the doctor, please. Give lethal injection.
No, that is murder. That is murder.
Still want. That is murder.
That is murder. That's murder.
Let me ask this.
How do you now differentiate that with
murder? Yes, euthanasia is the what do they call the decision?
That is what is called active euthanasia.
Even the passive euthanasia, you don't pass those euthanasia. The passive euthanasia are not administered when somebody is just like, I just feel like taking my life. It is done in a situation whereby somebody has been on that bed and the person for months, for years, the person is not recovering. The kidney has failed, the person is urinating, is already stooling on themselves, and all of those stuff.
It must not get to that extent.
No,
That their relative is passing through something.
So much.
So
Yes.
it doesn't really mean that the pain is severe.
But there is pain. It's not all this suicide, depression
But
sort of
I'm
pain.
saying that if you're not careful, it might be a right to kill. If you're not careful with the euthanasia of the thing.
Does that mean, from this statement, does that mean you agree with euthanasia, but carefulness should be applied?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
All right, I think we have an agreement right I think we have an agreement right now.
No, why I agree to that is because there is passive euthanasia, which, as I explained earlier, if I do to an extent, I cannot go above my ability to borrow millions of naira, which if this person die, I will now start. In fact, I will not start any life because you pay debt to you too, you die. So that's where I'll now agree a little because of the passive euthanasia. But I must have tried, not just giving up.
Not folding your hands.
Yes.
Okay. And I think whatever you've said is not far from what Dara Cyril has also said. She said you should also do your best until you feel or until you know that there is
I think she
nothing.
was more of the opinion of helping to release the pains.
Yes.
It's
a
little thing.
It's still. I think it's the last part is the same thing because you have to help. It's not just that
you
anybody.
don't give up from the beginning.
No, you don't give up from the beginning. You have to see the need. As a medical person, they sworn the oath of not killing anybody. So that is why I can't say that they murder people when they administer euthanasia. That one of the people or the professions that should be respected, because although some of them have been doing all this backyard stuff, I still respect them. So for them to even get involved in some of those things, it must be tough decisions. Tough situations. You see some, let's just bring movies down, or even some of our friends that are medical doctors, you just put a call to one of them and the person is crying. Why are you crying? Oh God, one of my patients just died. So for them to cry that they don't know that person from anywhere. So for such people to now even administer this thing passively or actively, there must be really.
All right, thank you so much, Dara, for your contributions for today. I really appreciate you. It was so wonderful having you in the studio. And at the same time, Abigail, who will never give up on any individual, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Even in death, Abigail will not give up. Individuals, the guys out there, she's still very single. Just all right, thank you so much, viewers, and I believe you've learned a lot. And euthanasia, I don't know. I will not just give my own conclusion, but you just know what is best for you. So go with what is okay for you. And until we come your way next time, I remain Prince Alex. Bye for now.
What you believe in may be different from mine, and what I believe in may be different. I don't mind. Believe what you think, and I believe in mine. And in the end, we are living life. What you believe in, I don't mind. Our views and their views may not be the same. Mutual love and respect brings peace.